supposed, when we did Queen and we released it, we were actually supposed to all the album that we were happy with was actually ready. You know, I even told you we'll play you some stuff. But what happened is when Christian got sick, Umona, so it derailed and threw everything off because we didn't like. It was really like. It was a very serious thing that the operation was actually, the doctors made me and my brother Richie sign papers this big because it was actually like, all right, either he will make it or not, we don't know. That when Christian Ali actually peleko hospitali, they had to call specialists because this was like not a normal thing. It was not seen, especially with somebody his age. Normally, mtu akikuwa na tumor, unaona, like they call them, first of all, when they discovered that he had a tumor, he had passed out. He fainted, and that was weird for us because he's sitting afya poa and everything like that. So when I was actually out of town, I just came back, and I was supposed to meet up with him, and he was at the hospital. They said, okay, he has a brain tumor. We don't know if it's cancerous. But it's the doctors actually in the first hospital didn't want to tell us how big it was. I don't even know if Christian knows this. But then they transferred us to like one of the biggest hospitals here in Los Angeles. So in that hospital is when they were like, oh my gosh, this thing is 7 inches by 6. That means like unaona brain ya mtu inakuwa mpaka, yani I had to look at this thing. So brain yake unaona brain inakuwa na 2 sides, right? Yeah. So the right side of the brain was actually so squished in that the tumor was filling up the other side. So ilikuwa like a very crazy thing. So when they saw that, they actually had to call in specialists. They say like this is a special case. Like they sent in people to actually look at this thing because it was not normal. So then they found out that the good news was that it was not cancerous, the first thing. And then secondly, they discovered that it wasn't cancerous, so that was a good thing. The problem was that it had grown from the back to the forehead.
From the right side, it was growing to the left side.
To the left side, so it was going like this. It was going like this. Wow. It was going like this, so the front part. So when they discovered that, they actually kept him in the hospital longer because they were like, listen, we have to be sure that this thing is gonna work. So they called. It was a really, really crazy thing. Yeah.
Okay, so after they found out all this stuff and they were like, okay, this is not regular. It doesn't happen like this regularly. So the doctors had to take like extra 3 weeks to figure out how they're gonna come about it. So it was more like first experience. You know, it was very serious. Okay. So they kept me there. They changed my diet. I was eating. They changed how I began to eat. And then another thing, the day of the surgery, I was told not to eat anything. Njo nisiharibu mazingira. Okay. You know, yeah, so that's how it was. And the surgery actually went up to 14 hours.
It was 14 hours surgery.
14 hours.
Mwenyezi Mungu amesaidia.
Yeah, bila Mungu haingefanyika.
Because what happened is this, so the other thing that they did was ilikuwa, number one, ilikuwa to take it out, it was a risk because if it grows this way, kuna vein moja katikati, there's a middle vein that goes between, that distributes all the blood to the brain. Then there's little veins. Yeah, but the main one in the middle, the thing actually grew on top of it. It was pushing it down. So if they were to take it out and it snapped the vein, he would be brain dead. Normally, even this kind of tumor actually comes on older people, but not that big. Stage 4 is like freakishly, it's a freak of nature. So, but the good news is, unajua, God was on our side. We prayed a lot, and you know, they had to cut Christian up. It was a very like graphic surgery because they had to cut him. They had to actually literally break his skull. So they had to cut him from ear to ear. So they had to like open him. They had to cut him like this, pull. They had to tell us the whole surgery, how it was going to happen. They had to take out his front skull, roll it forward, pull forward his skin. They had to like really go. They had to like, Christian had like a huge scar, and he still has it. It's like now his hair is growing back and stuff, but it was a huge thing. Like but the good news is after they took it out, because he was young, recover haraka pia, unaona. So normally when they do that, because that they touch your brain, you lose mobility, unaona. You lose certain things that you have to go to rehab, you have to go to this. But when they did that, within 4 days, Christian was walking, he was eating. They started taking the tubes out of his. I mean, it was incredible. That's how it was a miracle. So it derailed like for over a year. Now we are like him recovering and recouping and getting. So a lot of things had to be on hold. Even his own personal life had to be on hold and things like that, you know. So ilikuwa roller coaster, lakini tunamshukuru Mungu na tunashukuru all the people that were praying for us and things like that, you know. So we are grateful.
It shows that Mwenyezi Mungu kweli ukimuomba anasikiza maombi. Are you comfortable maybe showing me the scar?
I mean, it's for the people who prayed for me, so it's not a problem.
Oh.
So now, first of all, they cut me from one end to this end. And then nilishaviwa bald. I had no hair completely. So after the surgeries, they took 90% of the tumor out. The 10% had to be taken out through radiation. So I started going for radiation treatment, and then it ate up my hair.
Okay.
Actually, this has just grown the other day.
So it's like, so when radiation, what it does, unajua radiation inaua cells zote. So what it does is like it stops. That's why you find a lot of people who have cancer, when they go through chemo or radiation or whatever, they lose hair. But then it grows back over time because your cells like regenerate and stuff. So his hair just started growing back and stuff. But it was really like a trip, you know, from being like you're doing all these things and then all of a sudden now, you know, life may change. But unaona pia, like, that's why I say, like, for us, you know, being believers also, we know that everything we do, God plans it. Because if this happened when we were back home, he would have died. So, Mona, it was all God's plan to be able to move us and do all those things. Because, when it happened, everything was just like this. Because another thing also was he was going to lose his sight, Mona, because, yes, he was going to lose his sight.
To make me sign a certain document saying that in case I get paralyzed or in case I don't make it, I decided to go ahead with it.
And also
so the surgeon cannot be sued or anything. It's up to my decision. I'm the one who's agreed to it.
Who signed it?
Yeah, because I had to. Because they said you either sign it or we don't
do it.
Or we don't do it.
So it was actually a test of faith.
Exactly.
But also what he's not telling you is that when he passed out, because the tumor was like, they said that it was like small and it just started growing rapidly out of nowhere. No, that's what they say. That's why they say it's a stage 4. It's dangerous because it grew too big so fast. So what happened was also because it was growing at the frontal lobe also, what it did was it started affecting his eyes, umona, macho yake. So like he started losing his vision, started getting blurry. So the quicker when they did the surgery and did all that, actually on one of his eyes, he lost most of the vision on his right eye. His left eye is 100%, but his right eye, he lost some of the vision. So ilikuwa like, I mean, all those things is not to scare anyone or anything, but it's just, I mean, it was a lot of things out of nowhere. You know, you're planning to release this. You've worked. A whole photo shoot has been done. All these things have been done. We are planning to go home, and then it just happens. Within like a few months, we were supposed, like within 2-3 months, we'll go napanga tutaenda nyumbani. Okay, so we'll start this. We'll do this. We started talking to some of our good friend Big Ted. Umona, tukaanza kuzungumza na watu kama wewe. Umona. So all of a sudden the things happen like this. So unaona, but it was all God's plan, because ingefanyika sehemu ingine ingekuwa like by the time mtu aende India sijui nini, would have been done because it was already stage 4. Umeona?
Alright. So wewe mwenyewe labda ukijizungumzia, how do you feel like sasa hivi, unaona kuna vitu gani ambavyo vimepungua au vitu gani ambavyo after going through such a surgery unajisikiaje?
Mi kwanza namshukuru Mungu sana, kwa sababu hata wakati we go through these surgeries, even the surgeon do not know the outcome, lakini wao wanafanya kitu ambacho wanachokijua. So ikikuwa wrong si makosa yake, ikikuwa right bahati yako.
Wow.
Unaona? And injo kitu nililearn because before surgery ifanywe, I was told, hey, half of your body could get paralyzed, or you could lose your memory could get erased. You'll have to be taught your name again, how to walk, how to eat, how to use the bathroom like a baby again. Ama nitakwaga tu nikipose kwenye kiti tu hivi, nikichekeshwa nacheka tu bila facial expression.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ilikuwa umeambiwa hivyo, but right now
Sasa niko fiti,
kila kitu kiko sawa.
kila kitu kiko sawa.
Actually, another thing which is like, I mean, it's a little private, but I'll tell you anyway. When they did, you know, your front part of your brain is where like character and personality and things are, because they touched that front part. For the first few weeks, Christian did not remember a lot of things. Normally you recover, but some people never. It's a 50-50 chance. So a lot of things he could not remember, but one thing that he could do was his music.
Oh, really? He remembered his
music was 100%. He knew, of course, he knew me, but other things he could not remember things. Like if you talk to him,
There's a song that he played for me, and I was like, wow, when did I do this song?
Which song was that? Or one of the songs in the album?
I can't remember.
I cannot also remember.
Nasikiza reggae sana akikuwa hospitali kujirudisha memory ya. So unaona, like it was like a lot of things. So it was really like, but God was on our side na youth pia ilikuwa on his side, because without youth you don't recover quickly. So ukikuwa young una recover. So it was a roller coaster, because now I couldn't personally with what we do when we are here, I couldn't do it anymore, because at that time they can make irrational decisions because umona. So that also, so there was that panic, and then after a few weeks we were like, jama umona yuko sawa. So it was really God's, but he forgot a lot of things in the beginning. You know, even it's the music that actually brought his thinking back, and a lot of praying. So anakumbuka majina kanza nini, and then, you know, all of a sudden it just started flowing. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned something about having planned to go back home. So mlikuwa mmepangaje? What was in the plan? Kwamba mrudi nyumbani kabisa ama just for the release of...
I mean, for us, unaona, we've always been citizens of the world. We've always traveled. I mean, with all the work that we have put in here, not just me, but Christian also, there was no way I was going to give up that. Because it's open, not only did it open a door for me, but it opened doors for people in Kenya also. Like an example is, we have people in Kenya that are nominated for BET Awards, and they're nominated for MTV Africa, but these are not international awards. These are still catered to the Africans. It's still separated. But now I'm now getting on the stage with the main people and what they're doing. So it would be very foolish for me to give it up. I get nominated for a Grammy and then just give it up and go back. Now I can't do that. So there was a balance that was going to be there, because also, the reason watu wako na kiu yetu is because pia we never overused ourselves. We were not, atuku play ourselves out. Unaona kuna wasanii unawaona sana mpaka amu ya kuwaona hakuna. So that balance, and then I have now relationships. Rafiki yangu Chris Brown was even in Kenya.
He's your friend, Chris Brown?
I've worked with him. So ukiangalia hapo, there are a lot of people. I played you music yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Derulo nawajua, Gwen Stefani, akina K. Michelle, akina Iggy, akina T.I. Umona. Like these are people that now I work with. So there's still that balance now. Kwenda doing that, and then off season I'm on this side working, and then, you know, back and forth. Wow. It just makes sense. It's smart. Kina Wizkid, most of them, they have homes in Atlanta, but then they are still in Nigeria. Okay. They go back and forth.
But yourself, you guys, mnafikiria labda now that Christian amerudi poa, mnafikiria labda mtakwenda home?
Home, hakuna, there's no place like home. Unaona, sisi hata wazazi wetu wamezikwa Kenya. So Kenya is very special to us. Huko ni nyumbani, tumezaliwa huko, tumeenda shule huko. So that's home. For me, ukiniuliza nyumbani, that's where home is. Unaona, si hata Congo mimi sijai kukanyaga. Ni ile tu heritage, but Kenya is home. Unaona. So going there is a must. Unaona, but there will be a back and forth. A lot of it, yeah.
All right. So Cristiano, what's in the plan kwa Longombaz kimuziki? Nini ambao ipo kwenye mikakati ya?
Okay, wakati nilipotoka hospitalini nilikuwa na time sana, niliambiwa nipumzike sana. Sasa wakati wangu wa kupumzika nikiboeka, nilikuwa natengeneza muziki. Kwa hivyo wakati huo nilipata wakati wa kutengeneza muziki zangu pia mimi mwenyewe, kurecord, kujisearch, nikajua weaknesses zangu personal. Kwanza hata namshukuru Mungu sana kwa sababu haya yasingefanyika nisingekuwa msanii ambao nilie wakati huo. Unaona? It gave me time to discover myself over again, to notice my weaknesses, to know where to improve myself. Kwa hivyo kabla tusikie Longombaz tena, kuna vile intafanyia watu ambao wameniombea, waliniweka maombini, kuonesha kuwa wamenirudisha.
Kwa hivyo kuna kazi inakuja kutoka kwako binafsi.
Yeah, kutoka kwangu binafsi.
So how it will be is it will still be itakuwa bado produced by me, but because of that we thought that it would be a cool thing for Christian to put out like like an EP of his songs that people are going to enjoy, and then we'll release the Longomba stuff that we have.
Okay. So currently unataka ku focus on his songs as a solo artist. Ama, what are you saying?
Sorry, these are done things.
Are we talking about songs that are already recorded?
These are mpaka videos.
Are you serious? And why are you not releasing these songs?
See, we were waiting. See, timing. Everything is timing.
But don't you think you're waiting too long, guys?
No, we're not waiting too long. Unaona, like now Christian is able to perform and do things. So it would not make sense to release those things and he's not ready to go out. Umeona hiyo sasa daktari ataleta shida. Unaona joku wako strict. So umeona, so like now anaweza safiri can do that stuff. So now putting it out, it's easier. Now to do those things is easier because kuna
kibao, kuna promotion pia. I have to be strong enough for vitu kama hivyo.
Okay. So